I was beginning to think I was in a bad mystery novel where everyone did it. It was also beginning to look like I didn't know Catherine as well as I thought I did. The private sources, the research she'd been up to, and the secret meeting with the Ripper. And she never told me a thing.
Hola amigos, bienvenidos a Insert Coin, soy Jaimix y hoy vamos a jugar a Reaper. Vamos con el segundo acto en nuestra guía y nos encaminábamos al Tribeca Center para buscar el cuerpo de nuestra novia Catherine. Así que vamos allí y lo primero que hacemos es hablar con la recepcionista.
I'll see if the doctor's available, ma'am. Hold one moment, please. Hi, Quinlan. No word on your squeeze. Burton's keeping all the paperwork to herself for some reason.
The Falconetti show up?
Yep. As a matter of fact, they should start fighting right about now. They don't usually take this long. I just wish they'd do it and get it over with. Hey, how come you never came back to see me on my break?
I'm here to see my girlfriend, Viv. She's in a coma, remember?
What do you know? A guy who's faithful. Go on, run off and see your girlfriend. See if I care. Call me if she croaks.
I heard that.
Tomamos el ascensor al fondo de la habitación y nos subimos a la planta de arriba. Una vez arriba nos vamos de nuevo por el pasillo de la derecha para ir a donde normalmente trabaja Barton, pero nos vamos a llevar la sorpresa de que ahí está también Falconetti y cómo ellos están discutiendo en ese momento.
I said no, Joey.
I've heard that before. No, Joey, no, Joey, no.
I don't want you here. I don't want you in this hospital.
You gotta let me do my thing. I can find out what happened to this babe. Besides, you always call me in on these. You don't this time. It's gonna look bad.
No kidding. You think it's an accident that Magnata brought her here?
Fuck Magnata. Should've clipped his wings years ago. He's gonna try to pin this whole fucking thing on me.
Or me, which is why we do it my way, and I say no.
No what?
Yo, Quinlan. Tell Dr. Burton here to let me save your friend.
Una vez acabada la discusión, pasamos a hacer las preguntas a ambos personajes.
What's Falconetti talking about?
It doesn't matter. I'm not letting him do the procedure.
How long have you all known each other?
Look, Quinlan, it's personal. It has nothing to do with Pal's case, believe me.
What thing are you talking about, Eddie?
Decking into this chick's consciousness. I can access her brain just like I can a computer.
Well, what good is that? She's in a coma.
She's not brain dead. Her essence, her personality, whatever. It's all still in there. I mean, if I could just get at it, there's a chance I could even rebuild her memory.
It's not that simple. For one thing, you don't know for a fact how much of her essence she's retained. For another, you have psychological ice to deal with. You'd be fighting her mind. The strain could kill her.
You knew Magnata years ago.
He was a very different man then. He used to be a scumbag. Now, he's a scumbag with a badge.
Why would he try to pin the murders on you?
Well, you gotta pin it on somebody to make a buck. I guess he thinks I'm an easy target.
Is your method dangerous?
What, are you kidding? Of course it's dangerous. We're not talking about accounting databases here. Decking into an organism's a lot harder than linking into a machine. You can't be overriding shit. You gotta watch where you're digging around. Emotions, memories, potentially very damaging. It's worth the risk, though.
Well, how do you figure?
I can rebuild her memory. I can make that image so real, you'll think it's breathing. You'll be able to stare the killer right in the eye.
Well, that would save Catherine and anybody else the Ripper had on his list. I mean, what's the real reason for preventing Falconetti from doing this, Burton?
Do I detect a little Magnata in the reporter's line of questioning? Do any damn thing you want. I'm going to the gym.
Good! Starting to look a little flanky there, Claire. Tighten up those buns, baby. You ready?
What do you mean? We're gonna deck to Catherine's brain now?
Damn straight. You can really get to know your girlfriend now. Here's the deal. With both of us being in there, it's gonna take everything I've got to maintain the link between us, to isolate a pathway to whatever's left of her consciousness. If her brain starts throwing ice at us, you're gonna have to fight it. Think you can handle that?
I think I can.
Pues este hice se va a defender de forma bastante violenta, así que de nuevo pasamos a un minijuego de acción.
Me. Getting a fix on your girlfriend. There's definitely something. Shoot that vice, Quinlan! Keep looking for that ice, Quinlan. I'm busy. Keep that ice off me. Getting a fix on your girlfriend. There's definitely something. Shoot that vice, Quinlan! Keep looking for that ice, Quinlan. I'm busy. I got us faked in a pathway. Now let me get a piece of this action. Now here's what you gotta do. Burton and Cable, I've been feeding her as much of her personal background as I can. You need to bring her up to speed on what she knew when she was attacked. Use the information about the Ripper you think she may have known. That'll help her rebuild her memory. Right now, she's not even verbal. The more information she gets from you and Burton, the more she'll remember, the more she'll be able to tell us.
She looks so real.
That's because everything you're seeing right now is streaming directly from her brain, unmediated by any software. That's her as her own mind's eye conceives herself. Be prepared. When you get close to her, you're gonna change. You'll look just as real.
Poca información más vamos a obtener aquí, así que nos salimos y volvemos a hablar con Falconetti.
Not bad for a first-timer. Was it good for you, too?
You kicked ass in there.
No shit, Sherlock. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got about a month of girly mags to catch up on.
Nos vamos de esta habitación, vamos a coger de nuevo el ascensor y nos vamos a ir a la morgue. Una vez en las morgues nos vamos a llevar la sorpresa de que han cambiado al trabajador que estaba aquí, ya no es Farley, así que vamos a preguntarle al trabajador actual qué ha pasado con él.
Excuse me.
Hey! What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. This place is off limits to unauthorized personnel.
I'm Jake Quinlan from the Virtual Herald. Who are you?
I'm Bob Epples, the new pathologist, and I'm not to speak with you, Mr. Quinlan.
Well, what are you talking about? Where's Farley?
Mr. Farley is no longer employed here. He was let go.
He was fired. Where is Farley?
I have no idea where Mr. Farley is. But from what I've heard about him, I suggest you look for him in a restaurant. One that specializes in fatty cuisine. Do-do-do.
Why was Farley fired?
I didn't ask, but I got the feeling that Mr. Farley liked to talk a little too much, and I don't plan on making the same mistake, so please leave, Mr. Quinlan, before someone sees me talking with you.
Poco más vamos a sacar aquí de momento, así que nos vamos a dirigir a la comisaría de policía. Y si entramos en esta habitación, nos vamos a encontrar a Magnota. Como siempre, poco amable, y después de que nos dé un poco de caña, hablamos con Brannon.
What do you got? A cot in the back there, Quinlan? Here's my stuff. I'm going into interrogation, Brannon. You know, little police work. How's the coffee, Sarge?
Nice and hot.
Guys got balls so big they collect the gum on the floor. They do, they drag. Soho Precinct, Sergeant Brannon speaking. What's your problem? Chekhov, I'm talking to you. Right. Don't call there anymore.
Any new developments, Lou?
Sure, but nothing's getting us closer to the Ripper.
Like what?
Like earlier today, Magnata pulled 2 cops who have been on the Ripper case since the beginning, replaced them with new guys. Now, that's bound to set the investigation back.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's what I say. I know. Tell me about it.
What's the buzz in the precinct on Falconetti?
Word is that outlaw's mixed up in this somehow. Magnata's pulled the hard copies on all of Falconetti's records, and he's had passwords put on computer files. There must be something there he's looking for.
Or maybe something he's trying to hide. Lou, what do you know about the Hamilton-Wofford murder?
I haven't followed the case. I don't know much about the guy except that he did some work for the precinct some years ago.
What kind of work?
Magnata hired him, 5-6 years back to build a virtual target range for the cadet cyberspace training.
So Magnata knew him?
Yeah, that's probably why he took the case on, even though he's got his hands full with the Ripper.
Pues ahora lo que vamos a hacer es coger de esa bandejilla que hay ahí la tarjeta que Magnota ha dejado ahí. Una vez la tenemos, pues nos vamos a ir a la sala de los ficheros. Dentro de la sala de los ficheros nos acercamos al mostrador que hay ahí y vamos a utilizar la tarjeta que acabamos de recoger, lo cual nos va a dar acceso a nueva información.
Files are locked. Looks like I need some kind of ID card to open them. Vince Magnata's personnel file. Could make for interesting reading.
Una vez revisada la ficha policial de Magnota, nos vamos a dirigir hacia la sala de interrogatorio para ver cómo Magnota está realizando dicho interrogatorio. Para ver el interrogatorio tenemos que pulsar en un botón que se encuentra a la derecha de la ventana.
I'm not a fucking dealer, man. Those were legal dosages for my personal use. I'm holding down like 4 jobs at once, man. I need the fucking mental clarity, okay?
See how much clarity you have when I'm done with you. Those senior citizens you sold that Lucidril B to had severe arterial hypertension. 5 of them popped blood vessels in their heads. Now talk, fuckhead. What are you looking at?
Ya hemos terminado en la comisaría, nos vamos a dirigir al apartamento de Catherine. Una vez en el apartamento, vamos a dirigirnos a la estantería donde se encontraba el libro del Jack el Destripador y nos vamos a encontrar con un nuevo puzzle al abrirlo. Estáis viendo este mecanismo y hay que pulsar esos botones azules en un determinado orden. Para ello tenemos las pistas en el diario electrónico de Catherine. Como podéis ver, cuando intentamos abrirlo vemos que las letras están desordenadas, que está encriptado, así que vamos a tener que poner una contraseña y poco a poco, según vayamos avanzando en la aventura, pues va a ir desencriptándose. Dicha contraseña es el signo del zodíaco que habíamos descubierto en el vídeo anterior, es decir, Escorpio, y ahí vemos cómo van a empezar a desencriptarse parte del mensaje y parte del diario. Y si nos vamos al tercer párrafo vamos a ver que hay una serie de números ahí indicados, contando una historia, pero que en realidad lo que nos está diciendo es la combinación correcta para el mecanismo que hemos dicho antes. Es decir, hay que coger todos esos números y introducirlos en ese orden, tocar en ese orden los distintos botones azules. De tal manera que lo que habrá que hacer es poner 1, 5, 5, 3, 6, 2. La correspondencia sería que el botón 1 sería el botón que se encuentra en la parte superior y el resto van definidos en el sentido de las agujas del reloj. Así que vamos a meter la combinación. Dicha combinación pues nos ha dado acceso a un disco de datos. Dicho disco de datos lo vamos a poder utilizar en el ordenador que se encuentra en esta misma dependencia. Nos vamos ahí al fondo y lo introducimos en ese ordenador. Lo que obtenemos aquí es una especie de ecuación que tenemos que apuntar.
Catherine never was any good with numbers.
Ahora nos vamos a la redacción del periódico, ya que tenemos que utilizar esa ecuación en una calculadora que se encuentra en el escritorio de Catherine. En realidad esa calculadora que estamos diciendo pues es un mecanismo que esconde un par de objetos. Entonces, al poner la ecuación o pulsar en los botones con lo que corresponde a la ecuación, nos va a abrirse un compartimento ahí y vamos a poder obtener dos objetos, que son dos cámaras de espía, una en una vitola de puro y otra en una especie de ojo.
Pretty clever. A neat little place to store surveillance bugs.
El primer espionaje se lo vamos a hacer a Magnota, así que nos vamos a ir a la comisaría de policía. Nos vamos al despacho de Magnota y cogemos la vitola, la cámara vitola, y vamos a cambiar la vitola de uno de sus puros por esta que tiene la cámara espía.
Magnana will never even notice the bug is there.
Nos volvemos al centro Tribeca y ahora vamos a intentar espiar a la doctora Barton. Para ello tenemos que conseguir entrar en su despacho, así que nos acercamos a la recepción y miramos que en la parte izquierda del mostrador se encuentra su tarjeta. Nos la llevamos y luego, como suele ser habitual, hablamos con la recepcionista.
Metacog, hold on. Hey, Jake. Saw your story on the last murder. Look, you know I was just kidding about your squeeze croaking and all, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, God, man, it must have been awful. And I'll tell you something else. Magnato's been looking for you. I mean, I figured you should know, because he is not the kind of guy I would want looking for me. He isn't even the kind of guy I'd want to look at me.
Is he here now?
He just left. Coast is clear.
Thanks, Viv. I appreciate it.
Not enough you don't. But you're welcome just the same.
Ya podemos ir al despacho de Barton, el cual se encuentra en la planta superior, así que vamos a coger el ascensor, pero en esta ocasión, en vez de irnos a la derecha, nos vamos a ir a la izquierda. Y cuando nos encontremos con las típicas señales de que están limpiando, que no nos dejan pasar, giramos hacia la derecha y ahí vamos a encontrar el despacho de Barton, al cual vamos a poder acceder gracias a la tarjeta que acabamos de conseguir.
Locked. Damn. How am I supposed to open this?
Una vez dentro del despacho, nos acercamos al escritorio y escaneamos todos los documentos que encontremos por ahí.
Dr. Burton's prescription pad.
Object scanned into database. Object scanned into database.
Después nos vamos a ir hacia la estantería y vamos a encontrarnos pues una cabeza de esas para aprender la anatomía de la cabeza y vamos a sustituir el ojo de dicha cabeza por el ojo cámara espía que tenemos.
What's a cybersurgeon need with an anatomy model? Well, that fits in there nicely.
Por último, leemos un libro que se encuentra abierto en dicha estantería.
A copy of Advanced Notional Modeling.
Ahora vamos a ir en busca de la doctora Barton, que, como sabemos, se encuentra en el gimnasio. Así que nos dirigimos a dicho gimnasio. Una vez en el gimnasio, vamos primero a hablar con la persona que se encuentra en la mesa de recepción.
You here to join up? Not a moment too soon from the looks of you. Interested in weights, aerobics, racket sports. Personal tip. Start slow.
Thanks. What do you know about that woman over there, Claire Burton?
Dr. Burton? She's been running 10 miles every other day for years. Real serious. In and out. No chit-chat. Runs the Victorian London course on the treadmill.
Do you keep records of all your members here?
Not really. The terminal on the counter has some information if you're interested. Are you interested?
Maybe.
Nos da permiso para mirar el terminal del mostrador, que es el que se encuentra a la izquierda, y vamos a buscar la ficha de la doctora Barton. Una vez que tenemos todos sus datos, vamos a hablar con ella, que se encuentra en ese mismo gimnasio, y para ello nos giramos hacia la derecha, avanzamos un poquito y de nuevo a la izquierda podremos ver la máquina donde se encuentra ella y podremos hablar con ella.
You run, Quinlan?
Only for a story.
You're making me nervous standing there in that coat. What do you want?
So, you used to be married to Eddie. I mean, somehow I can't picture you two together.
Took you long enough, Quinlan. Biggest mistake of my life.
How long did it take to figure that out?
About 5 minutes. 6 months for the lawyers. 15 years to forget.
Why are you obstructing Powell's treatment?
I'm not. I know what I'm doing. Eddie may be a genius, but he's crazy. If your girlfriend dies because of him, it'll be my fault.
What's up with you and Magnata?
He brings me patients, throws his weight around the hospital until I throw him out. That's our relationship.
Well, I hear there's more to it than that.
He's a man with a grudge.
A grudge against who?
Who do you think?
Why was Farley fired?
Farley was fired?
You didn't know?
No. I didn't. I like Farley. He was a good pathologist.
Well, don't you find it mildly interesting that they fire him in the middle of the most celebrated murder investigation the city's ever known?
Doesn't make things any easier.
De momento no le podemos sacar más información, así que nos vamos a dirigir a la universidad. Una vez allí nos vamos a ir al despacho del fondo y vamos a hablar con la profesora Betch.
I expect you in my office tomorrow with your work completed, Mr. Wendell. Good day, Mr. Wendell.
Yes. Excuse me, Professor Beck. I'm a reporter for the Virtual Herald. You have a few minutes?
That's how many I have exactly, a few. What can I do for you?
Do you remember a student of yours named Claire Burton?
The only student I ever encouraged to leave school. Why do you ask?
Did you advise the student to leave school?
Frankly, this place had nothing to offer her. It was my feeling that it could have even restricted her development. But I repeat, why do you ask?
Well, she's taking care of a friend of mine. And some of her colleagues think that her treatment is a bit unorthodox.
I have no doubt it is. She wouldn't look at things the way most surgeons do. It's what makes her so creative, so innovative.
She seems a bit weird about it.
Oh, she's quirky, all right. I certainly remember that about her. Some very unusual predilections indeed, but that's often a mark of genius. Unless Claire has changed drastically in the years since I've seen her, you have no need for concern.
Well, thanks. Was a man named Joey Falconetti a student of yours?
No, but I remember him well. He was an astonishing cyber surfer. But he was more interested in pretty assistance than in any genuine original thought.
Did he have a, affiliation with Claire Burton?
By affiliation, I assume you mean did she have an affair with him? I couldn't say. She may well have found his air of danger sexually appealing, and she was certainly aggressive intellectually. I'm sure she went after him to challenge his skills, see if she could prove herself superior. Who knows? The Web Runners may even have been her idea.
The what?
The Web Runners. It was a gaming club of some sort. It was cutting edge. Claire and Falconetti were among the founding members. In fact, when she left school, Claire seemed to do little else. She virtually disappeared.
Does this club still exist? I mean, where can I find them?
Oh, they're like children with a secret clubhouse. All I know is that they post notice of their meetings on the bulletin board out in the hallway. They usually encode the information, however, hiding it amongst the flyers and announcements posted there. Something about arranging those flyers in the proper order will form a sentence revealing where and when the runners plan to meet.
Do you know anything about a policeman named Vince Magnata?
Claire used to mention him. Apparently he had quite a temper.
Pues tal y como nos ha indicado, vamos a irnos al pasillo a buscar ese tablón de anuncios para que intentemos desencriptar esa forma secreta que tienen de reunirse estos webrunners. Para ello salimos del despacho y nos metemos en ese pasillo de la derecha. Y a mano izquierda nos encontraremos con ese tablón de anuncios.
So the location of the web runner's loft is hidden somewhere on this board.
Lo que hay que hacer es ir colocando los distintos anuncios en la parte inferior hasta que tengan un orden lógico que nos dé una dirección que se encuentre así oculta. Así que fijaos en el orden en el que coloco las cosas y luego hay que tener en cuenta que no a veces, aunque tenga bien puesta la combinación, hay veces que no lo termina de pillar y hay que mover las distintas piezas un poco a la izquierda, un poco a la derecha hasta que finalmente lo coge. También hay que ir cogiendo los números que vamos encontrando en cada uno de los anuncios porque posteriormente se utilizará como el número de acceso a la puerta de los web runners.
Got it. I hope the web runners don't mind a visitor.
Por fin tenemos la dirección, así que nos vamos a ir al escondrijo de los web runners. Llegamos a la puerta de los web runners, metemos la contraseña y ahí vamos a encontrarnos a una chica que se encuentra conectada al ciberespacio.
Hey, man, what the fuck? Where's the 7th Cavalry? What are you, man? You almost gave me a stroke. I was doing the Custer Sim, and I was the only Korean Indian, and I had Goldilocks by the throat.
This won't take too long, honey. I just need to ask you a few questions.
Make an appointment with my secretary.
I'm gonna tell you what I've been going through lately. Hop along. I've been playing tag with a serial killer and ruining my shine by walking through his victim's guts. My girlfriend's in a coma, and the next time the Ripper kills, it could possibly be yours truly. So fuck your cartoons!
Okay.
Fine. Now, let's talk. A woman named Claire Burton. Used to be a runner. Do you know her?
Yeah, I know her. I mean, I don't know her. I know who she is or who she was. She was one of the first, a proto-runner. We care about our history, man. You've got to know where you've been to know where you're going.
Wow, it's interesting. So, what do you know about her?
I just know who she is. Seen her pictures hanging on the walls in here. You can see them yourself.
Do you know anything about a guy named Falconetti?
Every runner's heard of the Falcon. He's a legend on heels. Before he was a runner, he fracked with a gang called Era 33.
Falconetti was a 33. Was he part of this TRW thing?
Story is he masterminded it. Core overwrite. Took out the credit record of every adult on the East Coast. Cops never got him. They say he's still out there, waiting to strike again.
I bet. Ever hear of Vince Magnata?
Sounds familiar. You'd have to grep the runner's archive well to see if that guy means anything.
How can I access the runner's archive?
Never actually been there myself. It's for senior runners only. I know the address. It's at Anachrony Station. You're on your own with the ice, though. It's a bitch.
Okay, thanks.
Si nos vamos a la derecha vamos a encontrar una pared donde encontramos retratos de los distintos webrunners y vamos a ver a viejos conocidos. Lo que nos toca ahora es conectarnos al well dentro del ciberespacio de los webrunners. Así que tenemos que ir a algunos de los puntos de acceso que conocemos. De hecho, lo que vamos a hacer es dirigirnos, aunque aquí primero me voy al apartamento catering porque creía que se podía hacer desde ese ordenador, pero no, lo que hay que hacer es irse a la redacción del periódico y desde ahí, desde nuestro propio escritorio, accedemos al ciberespacio y vamos a acceder al well de los webrunners.
Incoming WAC transmission.
Nos vamos a conectar a la web y de nuevo nos va a pedir una contraseña, que en este caso es Anachrony Station, que era la frase que estaba debajo de uno de los retratos que habíamos visto en la guarida de los webrunners. Así que nos metemos en el web, que se habrá desbloqueado dicha página.
Exit cyberspace. Virtual Herald. Webrunners Archive.
En esta ocasión, el minijuego de protección no es de acción, sino tenemos uno de los míticos puzzles que tanto odio en todo este tipo de juegos y aventuras gráficas y que me mata cada vez que lo usan. Así que con paciencia volvemos a montar el dibujo que había al principio y una vez que lo consigamos habremos desbloqueado el acceso a la web. Allí podremos obtener información más detallada de los distintos webrunners.
Lynn Burton, 5-year member, gifted cyberspace traveler. Strengths include graphical user interface development in multi-dimensional hyperplanes and first-person post-arcade shooters. Handle, Churchill. Games author, Hostage Golf, Slipstream, and Hip Hop Mafia. Left web runners after marriage to Joey Falconetti ended in divorce 15 years ago, and the latter was sentenced to prison. Burton Falconetti marriage ceremony of note, due to disruption by another web runner, Vincent Magnotta, who claimed to be in love with Burton. Josie Dorsett, 3-year member, an extraordinary hacker and decker, but one known not to flaunt her cyberspace talents in a pretentious fashion. Handle, Disraeli, games author, Alien Mothers, Virtual Twister, and Beach Party Cryonics. Graduate research thesis on the effects of extended decking brought her national acclaim in the cyberspace community. An enthusiastic gamer, she died under very mysterious circumstances. The Josie Dorsett case is still unsolved to date. Josie Dorsett left behind an ex-husband and a teenage daughter. Victor Estevez, 5-year member, a highly skilled programmer, decker, and designer, best known for his controversial past, followed by his personal religious conversion. Handle, Albert. Games author, SimTeam Runaway Exploitation, Headhunter, New Testament Interactive Volume 1, Sim Noah and Genesis, the ultimate god game. Reputed to be the web runner's programmer extraordinaire, expert in low-level supercomputer programming, author of several controversial underground games that continue to draw a large cult following. Following a personal religious conversion, Estevez became a senior programmer for Revelation Incorporated, where he is designing and writing a new line of religious interactive adventures. Joey Falconetti, also known as Falcon Eddie, 8-year member, founding father, an angel, an ace-cracker, a master of cyberspace. Handle, Beaverbrook, games author, Collateral Damage 2020, Humvee, Logic Bomb, and Dwarf Toss. Left runners 15 years ago when convicted of murder in the first degree. Conviction was overturned 2 years later when it was discovered that a police officer had falsified evidence leading to the conviction. The police officer suspected, but never convicted of mishandling the evidence, was Vincent Magnotta, a former web runner. Stephanie Jordan, 5-year member, decker of modest ability, no significant strengths or specialties. Handle, Victoria, games author, trophy wife, and streptococcus. Most notable for the company she kept, Jordan engaged in lengthy multiplayer gaming sessions with Falconetti, Magnotta, and Burton, played no role in the deadly events that tore the formidable trio apart, left the runners due to unknown circumstances. Vincent Magnotta, 8-year member, Archangel, Ace Cracker, a master of cyberspace whose talents were exceeded only by Joey Falconetti. Handle, Sir Duke, games author, designer Gene, Hebrew Vice, Copadelphia, and Pistol Party. Betrayed runners' credo that information shall be free by joining the data fascists at the Soho precinct of the United Police Forces. Explosive romantic triangle with members Claire Burton and Joey Falconetti culminated with Magnotta's implicating Falconetti in a murder, and the three of them leaving the web runners. Sam Mendler, 4-year member, a decker of above-average ability. Strengths included interface design and applied gaming theory. Handle, Valfor, games author, Wolfinator, Whorebusters, and President Satan. Mendler's game Wolfinator was a national bestseller. Known for his strong game design skills, Mendler followed up his smash hit with the highly controversial President Satan. Suddenly a target for an angry public and a hungry international media, Mendler left the web runners and retired from the gaming community. Years later, he opened a successful dry cleaning business in the Bowery. Renee Stein, 2-year member, known more as a plot writer than a decker. Strengths included character development, plot tree branching, and artificial personality construction. Handle, Salisbury. Games author, The Heat of Hate City and Bloodnet 3000. Talented writer, designer, and game scenario builder. Left the web runners to pursue a career as a hypertext novelist. She authored 3 acclaimed interactive novels before taking a position at Knopf as a senior editor. Claire Lynn Burton, 5-year member, gifted cyberspace traveler. Strengths include graphical user interface development in multi-dimensional hyperplanes and first-person post-arcade shooters. Handle, Churchill. Games author, Hostage Golf, Slipstream, and Hip Hop Mafia. Left web runners after marriage to Joey Falconetti ended in divorce 15 years ago, and the latter was sentenced to prison. Burton Falconetti marriage ceremony of note, due to disruption by another web runner, Vincent Magnotta, who claimed to be in love with Burton. Josie Dorsett. Stephanie Jordan.
Exit cyberspace.
Mr. Quinlan, this is Stephanie Jordan. I was a member of the Web Runners with Claire, Eddie, and Magnotta. Professor Beck emailed me, told me you were asking questions about the Ripper.
You know something about it?
I'm in terrible danger. Meet me at the Web Runners loft. Hurry. There's something in cyberspace I want to show you. If I can find it, it will change everything you know about the Ripper. Hurry.
Aparte de la información, hemos recibido este mensaje de auxilio de Stephanie Jordan, ex webrunner, así que nos vamos rápidamente a la sala de los webrunners.
Bad weather had closed the skyways, forcing me to fight the street-level gridlock. It took me over 2 hours to get there. By the time I arrived at the webrunners loft, I was too late. The Ripper had struck again, Jordan was dead, and Magnotta had her body removed.
Cops just took the body. God, it was terrible, man. I was all decked in, and I was doing the OK Corral, and I was shooting the hell out of the Clantons, and I felt all of this wet stuff hit me, and dude, I'm not even thinking about it, because I figure it's Doc Holliday blowing Frank McClowry open. McClowry's still alive, and shooting Morgan, so I know something's wrong. So I pause the program and take my goggles off. And she was just there, dude. She was just all cut up with her eyes open and looking at me. And fuck, I didn't do this shit, man. I didn't even see anybody leaving. I'm gonna be sick, man.
No. You take it easy, cowgirl. You take it easy. Nobody suspects you of anything. It's all gonna be over real soon.
Ahora además recibimos la llamada de Magnotta.
Incoming web transmission.
Too late, Quinlan. I never thought I'd see you miss a story.
Why'd you remove the body from the scene, Magnotta?
You know, I'm getting tired of answering to you. I'm in charge of this investigation.
The public has the right to know what happened in there.
Not if I don't think so. Maybe I'll leak some information I just found. Interesting stuff. It seems like you were the last person Jordan contacted before she died. Powell, not Jordan. Could really make you wonder.
Bueno, la cosa se está liando y encima empezamos a aparecer nosotros como sospechosos. Así que vamos a ir a ver a Falconetti a ver si conseguimos algún tipo de ayuda.
What should I do about Catherine, Eddie?
I went through this with you already. What are you, fucking stupid? Dump in anything you get from the Ripper. I can't do this for you.
I didn't know that you, Magnata, and Burton were all in the web runners together.
Those were the days. Christ, did we have fun. I was the guru. Magnata was the brooding bohemian. Burton was the straight-laced schoolgirl surfing the edge. Too bad it all went down the shitter.
So you and Burton were married?
What can I say? It was the perfect day. Magnata fucked it up.
How do you mean?
My wedding day. I knew he had the hots for Claire, so I didn't invite him. The bastard turns up anyway. You know the part where the judge says, anybody got anything to say? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Magnata was holding his peace, and he had a lot to say.
You mean he interrupted the ceremony?
Yeah. And after we threw him out of there, he turns up the party afterwards, like nothing happened. Walks up to Claire, asks her to dance. She looks at him. She looks at me. I say, get the fuck out of here! And he goes nuts. My wedding day. Took 4 guys to pull him off me. 5 guys to pull me off him. After that, nothing was ever right.
You know, the Ripper struck again.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
You got her, huh? Who'd he whack?
A woman. Stephanie Jordan.
Big mess, like the others?
Doesn't that name ring a bell?
Never heard of her. More importantly...
Well, she was a member of the web runners back when you were hanging with them.
Ah, yes, I remember, yeah. Skinny chick. Kind of quiet. Not into my idea of fun.
Sorry you so broke up about it.
Con esta nueva información vemos que hay más nexos de unión entre Falconetti, Magnota y Barton de lo que pensábamos. Así que ahora toca ir a hablar con Magnota a la comisaría.
Any luck identifying the murder weapon yet?
I would guess that it's a knife.
Farley says that hasn't been established. Says you don't know what the murder weapon is.
That fat fuck has a lot of crazy theories. It's not rocket science. These people were butchered. You can't slice bacon with a baseball bat.
You notice anything fishy about Burton?
Like what?
Like the fact that she's dragging her feet on treating Catherine.
Now you're a cyber surgeon, huh?
Why aren't you investigating her?
What makes you so sure I'm not?
Did you know that Falconetti and Burton were married?
Yeah, so?
So why didn't you tell me?
It's not relevant to the case.
Well, the fuck it's not. One of those could be the Ripper.
Look, I'm not an idiot. I read your partner's notes. As far as you pinheads are concerned, I'm a suspect.
Why didn't you tell me about the web runners?
What are you talking about?
Your past. Your involvement with the web runners. The fact that you're an ace decker. The fact that you've known Burton and Falconetti for years. I mean, you're all connected. I'm supposed to think there's nothing to this?
If you're making an accusation, swear out a complaint.
Why? So you can lift some more evidence?
You're walking on thin ice, Quinlan. If it cracks, ain't nobody gonna hear you scream or you go under.
Why didn't you tell me about your affair with Burton?
What makes you think I have to tell you anything? Let's just say, what I give you are pennies from heaven.
Oh, so you were playing God when you tried to break up Burton's marriage to Falconetti. The plot thickens, Magnata.
You just crossed the line. Ask your buddy Falconetti what it's like to be my enemy. A pissed-off cop can screw your life up in so many ways.
Imagine the headline, Copper, Chopper, Officer is Ripper. Ooh, it has a nice ring to it, Magnata.
Yeah, kind of like Penhead, Pinhead. Reporter has shit for brains.
De igual manera, no estaría nada mal hablar con Barton sobre este trío amoroso que acabamos de descubrir.
So you were a web runner?
15 years ago when I was a kid.
So that's all it was, kid stuff.
Actually, it was exciting. I learned more about cyberspace there than I did in school. But basically, it was all about games. And I grew up.
So you and Eddie were friends with Magnata?
Friends is pushing it.
Look, I would appreciate an honest response. I know that you were all members of this web runners thing. What are all three of you hiding?
What makes you think we're hiding anything?
Oh, 3 people involved in a murder case all just happened to hang out together 15 years ago?
Stranger things have happened.
Right. Did you hear? The Ripper is killed again.
That's a line I've heard often enough.
Stephanie Jordan. Maybe you know her.
Stephanie Jordan. Haven't seen her for 15 years. Jesus. Same as the others?
Yeah.
Stephanie.
I know about Magnata breaking up your wedding.
Hard to believe, isn't it? Charming guy like him.
Hard to believe he has a heart. But I think it still beats for you.
When I married Joey, I learned how crazy Vince Magnata is. He became obsessed with me and Joey. That obsession nearly ruined our lives. Now it might kill us all.
Volvemos al centro Tribeca, en esta ocasión para irnos a la morgue, ya que sospechamos que el cuerpo de Stephanie Jordan debería estar allí. Así que nos vamos a la zona inferior y hablamos con el encargado.
Where is Stephanie Jordan's body?
I don't know that name.
She was the Ripper's latest victim. They must have brought her body here.
That's true, but I don't know anything about a Stephanie Jordan. I'm sure there's information pertaining to her on that computer, but it hasn't worked since I arrived. See, Farley probably tampered with it before he left. As you can see, I've removed the access panel. Some of the circuits were burned out. I called for a technician, but it's impossible to get anything done in this place. If you can help me get the computer running, I'll see if I can help you. But that's as far as my involvement goes.
Nuevo puzzle, en esta ocasión para desbloquear el ordenador. Y lo que tenemos que hacer es colocar unos chips en el orden correcto siguiendo las instrucciones que tenemos en la propia zona, en la parte inferior.
think. There it goes.
Nice job, it's working. Let's see. That's strange. It says here that Jordan's body is in the animal storage room. That doesn't make any sense. They just store monkeys down there for use in experiments. Why would she be there?
Where is this storage area?
Well, you just go through the door in the back of the morgue, but... Oh, shit! Mr. Quinlan, please leave before you get me fired.
Through the back door, you say, right?
Please, Mr. Quinlan, just leave me alone. As far as I'm concerned, I never saw you.
Pues ya sabemos que el cadáver de Jordan se encuentra en esa puerta trasera, en esa zona escondida, y dicha puerta trasera la vamos a encontrar a la derecha de la puerta de salida, y para poder acceder vamos a tener un nuevo enigma que necesitaremos para poder desbloquear la puerta. Ese enigma tiene que ver con editar un archivo de audio, y de hecho en la versión española, por el problema de la traducción y el tema de que iba a depender de la pronunciación inglesa, este puzzle se puede saltar, pero de todas maneras yo os voy a decir cómo se realiza. Bueno, llegamos a esta zona oculta, a este almacén donde se encuentran los monos que se utilizan para los experimentos. Nos acercamos hacia ellos y ahora nos giramos hacia la derecha. Nos acercamos a esta puerta y ahí vamos a ver que la puerta tiene para la apertura un reconocimiento de voz, así que tenemos que adivinar cómo podemos encontrar las frases necesarias para abrirla.
Damn, voice lock. How am I supposed to get by this thing?
Para ello vamos a volver a la tienda de Soap para que nos dé información sobre cómo funcionan estas cerraduras por voz.
Hey, Quinlan, I hope everything's all right with Catherine.
What do you know about the web runners?
Oh, that's way before my time. All I know is it got something to do with kids on the cutting edge having fun. The guy you really need to talk to is Gambit Nelson, an old gamer, a C-space entrepreneur. He's been around for years and years. Been known to throw down a few at the Cafe Duchamp.
Duchamp. You know anything about voice locks?
You mean you don't? Man, where you been? They're basically all the same, but if you're trying to bust into one, all you gotta do is get a sound sample of the owner's voice saying, "It's me, open up."
Bueno, ya sabemos que lo que tenemos que conseguir es la frase de Barton diciendo que es Barton y que se abra la puerta. Para ello vamos a intentar grabar a Barton algunas frases aleatorias que contengan las palabras que componen la frase que abre la puerta, y después vamos a editarla. Así que nos vamos al gimnasio y hablamos con ella.
Dr. Burton, you're gonna have to open up about
Don't
some...
Dr. Burton me. I'm not going to open up to you. This is ridiculous and I don't have the time.
Come on, just one quote for attribution.
Whatever I give to you, it's off the record. Didn't it occur to you that I stormed out of the ICU for a reason? I don't want to talk to you, Quinlan.
Ya hemos grabado su voz y ahora nos vamos a ir al ciberespacio, a la biblioteca, para conseguir un software de edición de voz.
Dynamics operating system. Exit cyberspace. Virtual library.
I could use some help here. You're a human presence, I assume.
Everyone at a service desk is. The library doesn't use smart sprites for public interface. You don't read much, do you?
Can I sign out this audio-video editor?
Are you a member of the library?
The name's Jake Quinlan. I'm sure you have me on the record somewhere.
Yes. Here you are. Okay. I'll transfer the editor's files into your Deccan Unix memory. You can sign them out for 1 month, and then they'll erase themselves from memory unless you renew.
Thanks. I'll remember that.
Exit cyberspace.
Ya tenemos el software, así que nos vamos a ir de nuevo a donde se encontraba esa cerradura que funciona por voz y vamos a editar las grabaciones que tenemos de Barton para conseguir la frase que estamos buscando. En este caso, this is Dr. Barton, open up. Nos vamos hacia la zona de la cerradura, abrimos el fichero de audio que tenemos guardado y lo que tenemos es que ir cortando los trocitos de audio hasta conformar la frase. Para ello, en la versión original había un botón de cuantizar que hacía que se viera el audio con más detalle, que aquí no tenemos porque de hecho podemos saltarnos este puzzle. Pero sin hacerlo con el botón de cuantizar, os voy a decir más o menos cómo hay que recortar el fichero de audio y cómo sería. Pero que sepáis que en principio podéis saltar esta parte.
This is to you. This is ridiculous, and I don't to you. This is ridiculous, and I don't. This is rid. This is. This is. This is. This is. Dr. Burton. Dr. Burton. This is Dr. Burton. Open up to you. Open up. Open up. This is Dr. Burton. Open up. This is Dr. Burton. Open up. This is Dr. Burton. Open up.
Bueno, ya sea por nuestro ficherito o porque sí, conseguimos abrir la puerta. Y pasaremos a la zona donde se encuentra escondido el cadáver de Jordan.
I didn't have to be a Pulitzer Prize winner to recognize that I had stumbled onto something big. Apparently this is an out-of-service subway tunnel, but it looks as though Dr. Burton has found a use for it.
Aquí podremos ver un informe sobre la muerte y además vamos a recibir la llamada de nuestro amigo el destripador.
Incoming WAC transmission. Incoming WAC transmission. Source unknown.
Dear boss, see what happens when you get too close. Someone dies. She knew me and had something to say. Now she's silent. I'm holding her tongue in my fingers right now, and it has nothing to say. It's dangerous to know me. You've looked into my eyes, and I've seen your fear. Yours truly, Ripper.
Ahora nos vamos hacia la izquierda y vamos a ver una nueva habitación donde vamos a encontrar a un mono metido en una jaula y con un montón de cables conectados. Aparte, pues vamos a tener una especie de panel de control que vamos a manejar. En dicho panel de control pues vamos a poner unas ondas de radio o de audio, mejor dicho, y lo que tenemos que coger es los tres mandos y poner el primero a 1/4 respecto a la posición de arriba, el segundo a 3/4 y el tercero justo en la mitad, y pulsamos los botones de abajo y con eso vamos a conseguir que el mono nos dé un mensaje.
Kill others like
Moving! Driver! Space!
Brain.
Volvemos a mirar el diario de Catherine, que de nuevo se ha desbloqueado nueva información, y ahí vamos a encontrar que Eddie tiene un segundo Well, así que vamos a investigarlo. Volvemos a la redacción del periódico y ahí nos metemos en el ciberespacio y nos metemos en esa nueva web donde la contraseña es Leather Apron. Y de nuevo, como protección, vamos a encontrar un puzzle de estos infernales parecido al anterior, pero con movimientos diferentes, así que de nuevo a echar una peona para terminarlo.
Exit cyberspace. Falconetti's Well.
Nos ha costado la misma vida y todo para leer un par de documentillos y un libro que tenemos aquí.
Exit cyberspace.
Con esta nueva información lo que tenemos que ir es al gimnasio de nuevo para volver a hablar con la doctora Barton.
What's with this secret lab?
It's legitimate. Just because it's hidden doesn't mean it's illegal. I'm doing some very important work in there, and I'm not talking to you or anybody else about it.
Hiding Stephanie Jordan's body in a subway tunnel. That's legitimate.
No comment.
It would make a great front-page story.
Last time, Quinlan, no comment.
Secret labs, mutilated animals, remains of Ripper victims.
That's enough.
Talking monkeys. You know, I never cited a monkey as a source.
Quinlan, I'd like to help, but scientists just don't release research information like this.
I am not jockeying you out of grant money here, Doctor. I am trying to find a murderer.
Maybe I am too.
De igual manera, nos vamos a la comisaría de policía y comentamos nuestras últimas averiguaciones con más notas.
Another goddamn security card. If that lazy schmuck Brannon would do his job. Quinlan, I thought I threw you out. Now get the fuck out of here.
Ahora ya solo queda volvernos al centro Tribeca, irnos a donde se encuentra Catherine, comentarle la nueva información que hemos conseguido y así aumentará el porcentaje del nivel de conocimiento sobre el destripador. Llegados aquí, nos iremos a la habitación, podremos comprobar en qué porcentaje está el conocimiento sobre el destripador, hablaremos con el Dr. Cable y luego nos conectaremos a la mente de Catherine para comentarle todas nuestras averiguaciones y que así aumente ese porcentaje.
I understand you and Falconetti spun a link to Powell's consciousness. That's a bit unorthodox, but I'll take progress where I can get it.
Did Burton say anything about it?
No, I haven't talked to her yet, but she's probably having a bowel movement over it.
For me to contact Catherine, I have to deck from here, right?
Catherine's on a closed system. Just her mind and Metacog's internal system, so no one can access her mind from a machine that's off-site. You'll have to use your deck in the port we installed in her diagnostic bed.
All right. Falconetti and Claire Burton were married 15 years ago. Your notebook tipped me off. Do you remember? Burton, Magnata, and Eddie. They were all web runners 15 years ago. You used to know this, Kathy. Magnata went nuts at Eddie and Burton's wedding. Made a big scene, threw some punches at the groom, they had to drag him out. Do you remember?
I can't remember. No. I'm so much pain. No, he hurt me. No, I can't see.
Burton has this secret lab in some abandoned subway tunnel. I got this lead from some of your notes. Is this restoring any of your memory?
The hat, cobblestones, and clothes, and deck with fog and angels, and it's closer, closer. Oh, I see him. No, I see her. No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I can't see it. I can't see it.
Incoming WAC transmission.
Between your efforts and ours, Ms. Powell's essence structures have been restored by almost a third. This is astounding progress. Have you looked at the Ripper image? Even Dr. Burton can't complain about these results.
Well, I wouldn't be too sure about that.
Tras todo esto, vamos a recibir un nuevo mensaje del destripador.
Incoming WAC transmission. Source unknown.
Dear boss, I'm having one of those awful days. My mood is foul, and I don't know what I'm to do. Luckily, I have a hobby to keep me busy. Yours truly, Ripper.
Comprobamos el nuevo porcentaje en la máquina que está afuera y ahora tenemos que contactar con el antiguo encargado de la morgue, que se pondrá en contacto con nosotros en el mismo momento en el que nos vayamos a cualquier otra ubicación. Así que nos vamos del centro Tribeca y esperamos la llamada.
Incoming WAC transmission.
Quinlan, I gotta talk to you. It's important. I'm onto something big.
Let's talk.
Not over the air. It's gonna be a public place. Cafe Duchamp.
Duchamp.
Yeah, just go there. I won't be there long.
Pues como os podéis imaginar, lo que toca es ir al Café Duchamp.
Jesus, Farley, what the fuck is this all about?
Fire me for eating in the morgue. They said I wasn't maintaining a sterile environment or something. I mean, it's total bullshit. I mean, what do they care if there's a few crumbs or ashes around?
They fired you because of that?
Yeah, well, it was the timing that made me suspicious. Just when I figure out what's going on with the Ripper murders, they pull this bullshit.
What did you figure out?
How the Ripper's doing the murders. I sent a memo to Burton, but I never heard nothing. So I went to talk to her. She wasn't there. So I go back to the morgue, and these security guys, they're cleaning out my stuff. They gave me a piece of paper that says I've been fired for not maintaining a sterile environment. And get this, that bastard, he dumped my sandwich right in the trash. Or at least I think he dumped my sandwich.
Vic, the Ripper. What did you find out about him?
Well, it was simple. After I eliminated the possibilities, look, there was no way a hand could do this. No blade matched up. So I looked for a connection between the victims. They were all decked in, Jake. So now I'm thinking cyberspace. I'm looking at their cerebral tissue, and I find small fragments of inorganic nerve impulse code. The way I see it, when they were in cyberspace, somebody found a way to link to their brains and force what amounts to a self-destruct code into their essence matrices so that they exploded.
You lost me, Farley, please.
Let's say you're an astronaut. On Earth, your internal body pressure pushing out is equal to the external pressure pushing in. Now step out of a rocket into space where there's no external pressure, and you'll literally blow apart from the inside. What the Ripper's C-Space code does is increase your internal pressure. It's as simple as that.
So how come just the torsos exploded?
Because the guy is a fucking artist. Oh! I mean, he can blow somebody's guts across a room, or he can have them spill right out in front of him. The sliced torso is his signature, just like the original Jack the Ripper. But he's one-upped this namesake. He doesn't even have to be there.
Fuck, it's like the perfect crime, killing from cyberspace, right?
And if I'm going in there again, not without some protection. You know anybody who's got some illicit C-Space code? I'm telling you, this guy is a genius. If he knows I'm onto something, I'm in trouble. Oh, Christ, my ulcer. I'm not built for this stress.
Vic, you gotta stop eating this shit. I mean, do you really think you were fired because of this? Vic!
Oh my God, Vic! Fuck!
Y con esto acabamos el acto 2 y yo me despido como siempre hasta el siguiente vídeo de Insert Coin. ¡Hasta luego!